Hold on, I can't walk and breathe at the same time.
Oh, we're just over a mile.
I did it!
Nice.
1 mile! 29 to go!
Actually 30. Yours is red, whatever.
I'm a towel.
You are. Hand towel. So.
I think this is the hill we're gonna have to come up. It's the steep one at the end.
Yeah, we just came over this sucker and you can't super see it on camera, but it is pretty steep.
I took a whole jacket layer off because I got hot. Crazy because it's snow all around us. But there's no wind. And all sun.
We're at about a quarter of the way.
Yay!
Feeling good. It's super beautiful here. I think we can see at the top of Kachemak Bay. I don't know if that's what's here. But there's mountains over there and glaciers and stuff coming down. It's just awesome scenery. How are we doing?
Hands. Oh.
Your hands getting cold?
No, I said clean my hands.
Oh. Well.
Sorry, I didn't know you were recording.
Oh, it's okay. I'll clean my hands. Ew.
You touched your...
Yep. It happens occasionally.
I have to pee. Because then you're going to touch my food. And I don't want pee on my food. Or your hands on my food.
Yeah. So, we're about a third of the way in. How do you feel?
Ah! Really?
Yeah. I take that as a good?
Yeah.
Alright. Ah, that's loud. We're having fun.
Yeah. And it's time for a snacky snack.
Snacky snack, let's do it. Got to feed this one or she gets angry.
I got a sugar cube every 30 minutes. And then I sing, sugar, sugar, how you get so fly? And I got to eat with my mouth open. I got to break all the rules.
And eat
with my mouth open.
And eat all the sweets.
I eat all the sugar and all the cookies. Walking against the wind sucks.
It's a little bit windy.
I didn't train for wind gusts.
You didn't train for wind gusts.
Nope.
Came from a very windy place.
Yeah, but I didn't go outside.
Right. We're smarter than that. We don't go out.
I walked to work when my four-wheeler didn't turn on.
So you can play in the wind.
It's so windy. Oh, you cannot.
This is probably a lake or something, but it's very windy and very flat and treeless. The flat part we like. The wind is a little cold, but there's trees ahead, so it's good.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
We are at 13.1 miles, which is a half marathon.
Woohoo! Half marathon!
Doing good.
We only have another half marathon to go! And some more miles. And like 5 miles after that.
Yeah. 4 or 5, 6 miles, yeah. Yep. Doing good.
I don't hate myself or you.
That's good.
Or the decisions that we've made that led us here.
We did this to our damn selves.
No. This is fun.
It is fun.
It's hard, but this is fun.
Yep, almost halfway. A couple more miles.
I think I'm close to 40,000 steps.
Nice.
I take 10,000 steps for roughly 4 miles. And we're close to 16 miles.
Yeah. We're almost at Caribou Lake.
Maybe I'll buzz you soon.
A little bit past the halfway point, I think.
My monkey brain is really happy.
Why?
We found a way to keep our sandwiches from being frozen and we can eat them, and we've been walking for like 18, 16, I don't know, 17 miles, and it's hard and it's exhausting, and this is good. This is special. I didn't have to make us go the long way. We just go straight there. Instead we went all the way around. All the way around. And around and around. I don't know. Okay. I'm fine. Hold on. I can't walk and breathe at the same time. I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
Babe, what are you doing?
I'm walking. What do you think I'm doing?
We're going this way, but you're turning around backwards.
No. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm looking away from where I'm going and still moving. Or maybe it's because I'm using different muscles of my body right now. But this is not that bad, and it's not that crazy. No! I don't want to! I'm having a tantrum, leave me alone. Stop looking at me! Yeah, it's 31.5.
21.7 miles
Yeah,
so far.
still just under 10 miles to go. That's it. I don't want to walk anymore. Hearing me?
I'll try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah. I'm in my brightest moment.
Got him on camera. I captured it.
I am strong. And I hate this. I'm just being dramatic for the camera. But it's just a little bit though.
You hated that hill really bad.
Oh, that hill sucked. That was like the hardest mile. Probably took us like a half hour to do that mile. Or more.
Probably more like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still down our overall rate, our overall pace by like a minute and a half ish, give or take a little bit.
Yeah.
At least a minute.
But that's part of it. Now we're wondering what our next hill is. We don't know where or when, but the map looked like it had one.
And I hate this stupid checkpoint. The halfway point where they have the snacks in the water is at 4 kilometers.
What? Yeah, are they? Hey, say hi.
Huh?
Say hi.
Hi.
We just changed our socks because our socks were wet.
Hard, and it's friggin' cold.
Yeah, we gotta get moving again, warm up.
27 miles.
We're racing the sun. We got 5K left. Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Stupid hill.
I'm afraid I'm gonna fall and roll down the hill.
Yeah.
Or slide down this road. I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, that would suck. There's another biker coming behind us. Hey, how you feeling?
Exhausted.
You feel nauseous?
I'm exhausted.
Exhausted. Yeah.
And I can only see where you shine your light.
Okay. We are almost done.
Oh.
929.
Hello.
929.
120. I think. Yeah.
Welcome back.
She did it. Finished her first 50K.
I did.
Woo!
I'm so tired.
And she got a cookie.
And I got a cookie. I think I got 2 cookies.
High five. Awesome.
That's my backwards hand.
How tired are you?
Oh, I think I'm gonna sleep for like 20 hours. And everything's gonna start to hurt as soon as I stop moving.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have to just wheel you into the car and take off tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to carry me into the house. Ugh.
Right on. That was really fun.
I had fun. Love you.
Love you. Let's do those first couple steps.
I don't even want to know what my feet look like right now. They're probably all swollen. Yeah.
So, Sarahi, you just finished your first 50K race about a month ago.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you some questions about your experience so you can kind of share with people what you learned and what you might do different next time.
No.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. So I wanted to know, what did you like about the race overall?
Right on. Okay. Well, I like that the race happens when there's more daylight. The views in Homer were just like beautiful, and there's a lot of different terrain, so it kept things exciting. And I'm not a big fan of walking through like densely wooded areas, so I'm glad there wasn't very much of that.
What did you dislike about the race overall?
Yeah. Okay, so the thing that I remember being like the most pissy about was that the checkpoint, the warmth, the snacks, the chips that they promised, was within the last like 4 to 5 miles of this 31 mile plus race. I understand why it was there, but it was still annoying, and I complained about that a lot throughout the race.
So with regard to your training, what do you feel you did well?
The long walks were fun. The walks over my lunch break and the walks after work helped make my legs and feet strong, so that was, good. I wore the right layers for the race, so that's good. I had the perfect amount of snacks, and even though I was hurting, it's not nearly as bad as like the first time I did 30 miles. I was far less sore, my feet weren't as swollen, and I just recovered more quickly. And all those workouts that I do help build that mental strength. I can do hard things.
Yeah. At what point of the race did you feel like your mental strength had to kick in?
Oh, that hill that was brutal. I just wanted to stop and go home and go back because it was not going to be as hilly.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
It was so rough.
So, what do you think you would do differently next time in terms of practice and training?
Hills. I need to do hills to be prepped for the next race. That big one just killed me. It drained. I had for as far into the race as we were, I still had a lot of energy, but that mile of hill just really sucked it up, and I had a lot less energy to work with very quickly. I did not practice in the wind, and Fairbanks isn't super windy like Kotzebue is, but in the few times that it was windy, I was like, ew, no, and I stayed inside. So in general, I would like to complete the race faster, so that means I have to run. And I did start running a little bit over the winter, but that was really hard, and it was more hard than fun. So I stopped a few weeks into training, maybe 3 or 4 weeks into training. I mean, currently the plan is to start running once the snow melts, so it can be easy, and I can get a good foundation in when it's easier conditions, so that when it's harder in the middle of winter, I'm able to do it. As far as the race, on the race day, I should have probably changed my socks sooner and drank more water. I kind of stopped drinking water a little bit because I didn't want to keep stopping to pee, and I also fell in the snow, and that made that whole area really, really cold. And then I felt like I was hungover the next day, and it was I felt nauseous, and it was just dehydration, and I needed to drink water, but everything was gross. Water was hard to drink, Gatorade was hard to drink, noon, coffee, soda, everything was hard to drink the next day, but I had to get something in there. It was also really windy in the race, so I don't know, I should have my mouth covered if it's gonna be super windy, or I should have used chapstick, but my lips were super dry and super hurting.
Yeah.
The next day and for a few days after that. And then I guess I should also learn to pee standing up or something.
So the next thing I'd like to ask you about is what worked with your clothing and gear during the race.
All of it. The base layers were great. The jacket I have is a lot warmer than it looks. The backpack that we have, the backpack that we have fits a lot of things, and it can fit things in a nice way, and everything's organized, and I like that. We have a hydration pack, and it's insulated, this one, and we put our water in there. I'm gonna try to show you. It's upside down. We have our water, and we put the tube and everything in here with our super warmer. Put it in here, and have it closed, and everything's kept from freezing. I think the coldest we've taken it out is like 0 degrees, and it keeps the water. I don't know. The water gets cold, but it doesn't freeze, and you can still drink it, and like it doesn't hurt your throat or anything. So that's been, I don't know, that's probably like one of the coolest things. We also kept our sandwich. We kept a sandwich in there, and it was just perfect.
And it keeps the tube from freezing.
And it keeps the tube from freezing, because that's the way you're going to get the water. So I guess that's the most important part of the thing. Even though I didn't need it on the race, I have an insulated skirt that goes over all of my layers, and that's worked great for me because my front thighs and my butt cheeks get really cold, so having a little bit of extra warmth just around those places is great, and it keeps me comfortable. And now you know that about me.
Are there any lessons that you learned about your gear? Anything you would change for the next race?
The socks needed to be changed sooner. My shoelaces were also like super frozen and it was just really difficult to untie them, and we thought that shoelace might break. I don't know how to fix that, but that is a thing that we need to figure out before the next winter race. And then my headlamp is super awesome, but it didn't last as long as Jason's did, and I don't walk in the cold, dark hours of the day. So I just didn't test out the headlamp situation. So we'll have to do that next winter and make sure that we go for longer walks and figure out the lamp, how to keep the brightness in as much as possible, because they got to the point where it was really dim and I was pretty much relying on Jason's headlamp to be able to see in front of me and see where I was going.
So we've touched on your gear a little bit, and even your hydration pack. Is there anything you would change for next time?
The sandwich was the most amazing thing in the world, and it was a major treat for doing something really hard. If I'm doing this again next year and taking this long, I need to throw in another sandwich. Especially if the stupid checkpoint is all the way in the last 5 miles. Otherwise, I need to go faster. 1 sandwich, go fast. 2 sandwiches, go slow.
Is there anything else that you learned and you would like to share with someone considering a winter 50K race?
That's a great question. So, pretty much all of the gear I own is a smaller, sometimes more colorful version of Jason's gear. We have the same jacket, the same shoes, the same gloves and mittens, the same base layers, the same backpack, hydration packs, just like everything. Pretty much everything is the same. So I guess my advice is to copy Jason because it seems to be working. On a little bit of a more serious note, train hills, train in windy-ish conditions and like chewed up trail, everything that's like hard and awful and difficult, so that when you're out on that race, you're prepared for everything that Mother Nature wants to give you. Figure out how much you need to eat and drink when you're practicing and going for your long adventures. In general, I require a lot more snacks than Jason does. The colder it is, the more often I need to eat to just maintain energy. Like that, for me, that means sometimes having an energy block every 30 minutes or every mile, and then having a stroopwafel, something that's a little bit bigger, every hour. And I need to drink more water than Jason does, because he seems to live off like coffee, Pepsi Max, and the occasional sip of water, and I can't. I get headaches and I get loopy and I get all dramatic. So test out all the gear, all the snacks, and just have a solid, wonderful breakfast full of carbs, and yeah, you're gonna feel a lot of things, but try to make sure that fun is somewhere in there.
Thank you, Sarahi. That was really fun. Really good day.